Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Suns. Pierre Cardin. Suns.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin, and we are joined by the fabulous three, the main men, the probably one with COVID, one who's probably a little bit hungover because it's fucking very early in the morning for him, one who's been awake since 3 o'clock this morning. Gents, how are we doing, Hammo? How are you holding up? 3 a.m. start for you. It's halfway through the day, so it's beer o'clock, surely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was beer o'clock at about 4. But yeah, no, awesome to be here, guys. I'm pretty tired, but looking forward to talking some Suns, and then I've got a golf day to get to, apparently.
Ooh,
Fuck that.
yes, please.
Ouch.
Oh, see, one of us says fuck that, one of us says yes, please. Nate,
I mean, golf,
fuck
sure.
that.
I wouldn't mind hitting the green again, but not right now. Shit.
how are you holding up over there at 7 a.m. in fucking Singapore?
He's looking absolute fire in that get-up, too.
That is.
Well, as you know, I've been away for like 3 weeks with work, and I only got back last night. So last night was my first chance to sleep in my own bed and get a good night's rest, and then you moved the pod to 7 a.m. So thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah. I love you.
And
but
as to Hammo's
we had to
point,
have you on for that hat.
I know that was what I was going to say. I was walking through SM Mega Mall opposite the hotel a couple of days ago, and the New Era shop. I thought I'll go walk in and have a look what they've got, and I saw this and just took it straight off the shelf. There was no way I was not buying it.
Straight up, man.
Had to. There's zero choice. And of course, our COVID-infected, disease-ridden, ball-rubbing toss bag who is never ever welcome back to my house again. Fucko, how you doing, you massive flog of a human?
Don't even joke about that, Gavin. I bonded with you and your family. We're fucking tight as fuck. I can't wait to come back down there and hang out with you.
Well, all I know is my kid said, "Thank fuck, Boyd's gone."
Which one?
It was the only time I ever let them swear.
We need names.
Which one? Because
All of
one of
them.
them wants to move up to Queensland and live with me.
Which one?
The one that came to the party, Lucas. Is that Lucas?
Yeah, he's a cool
Lucas?
kid. He's a cool
have
kid.
him.
Nah, he was cool. Hey, get this. Did you overhear my conversations with him? Telling him
No,
how much of a...
I didn't speak to fucking any of you, unfortunately. I
So-
reckon
so-
the one I had the longest chat to, that I had the chance to have the longest chat to, was Nate, and it was because he sat next to me for a quarter.
Yeah, and it was pretty hectic. Hey guys, I'm going really, really, really well. Bar having COVID and all my kids having COVID and throwing up on me and shitting and pissing, fucking everywhere. No clean sheets in the house. I'm going great.
There's no clean anything in the house. I mean, this just to give everyone an idea of it. Me and Boyd had to share a towel. It was that good. I got to sleep on a piece of foam. I needed to put my noise cancelling headphones on and an eye mask. I still woke up to Gav's son standing there just staring at me while I'm trying to sleep. The cat comes and sits on me. The dog comes and sits on me.
Don't be an
You're,
ungrateful fucking cunt, Nate.
Don't be
There it
ungrateful. So number one, why didn't you just open the fucking door in the laundry and take a towel out? Number two, that piece of foam's very comfortable after a big night on the piss. I've always found it to be comfortable after a big night on the piss. And number three, I'm pretty sure Boyd rubbed his nutsack on your face.
Oh, that's right. He did say teabagged me while I was out of it, didn't he?
He was polite. He asked. You just were asleep and couldn't
Nope, I
respond.
didn't ask. No asking.
No
So-
fucking consent.
So for those there, my audio might be a bit strange because I did take the microphone down to the watch party and it no longer works. So all of my audio is now coming through the headphones until I can get this either fixed or get a new microphone. So
Gotcha.
apologies for that.
And
Yes,
Gavin,
please.
you actually sound really
It,
good.
it is one of those cut out bits of foam from Clark's Rubber. Yes. What was that, boy?
Off cut.
You actually sound really good. The microphone makes you loud as fuck, and I think more obnoxious. So I actually like this toned down, echoey, better version. I like it.
Maybe you should get some fucking headphones then. Yeah, that's the spirit, Gav.
And now I've fixed that issue right there. Anyway, gents, we do have another watch party to plug as we head up to Brisbane on the 23rd of December. It will be a 12 p.m. start at the Sporting Globe in Chermside if they will allow us to go into the place. Sporting Globe at Chermside, 12 p.m. start. I believe the game starts at 1, so the gap between when we get there and when we actually leave is a little bit shorter. Or sorry, the gap between when we get there and the game starts. We will have the giveaways. We will have a jersey giveaway. We'll have everything else that's there. Obviously, the signed Devin Booker basketball's been run and won, so congratulations to Cameron Walkinshaw.
Well done, buddy.
Unfortunately, lads, Cameron hasn't reached out to me yet and claimed his prize. So we may have to redraw this thing if he doesn't. Or I get to keep it up on my wall. Really, everybody up in Brisbane, make sure you get out there, even if it's a pop in for a little while. We had plenty of that down in Melbourne. All up in Melbourne, we had we ended up, I think, and things did get a little bit hazy later in the day when Zine decided that shots were the right way to go. But at my last count, we had about 38 that came in and through the place. So Brisbane, you got a challenge on your hand to get your numbers up there to Chermside for that one. I do realise it's Christmas weekend, but surely you can pop out for a beer or two, even if it's only for the first half. Gents,
Give an excuse to get away from the fam, eh?
That's it, exactly right. Any words on the Brisbane upcoming show, gents?
No, look, I think it's going to be in the same. I'm hoping it's as good as the Melbourne one. It is a bit more trickier with the timing, but I think I don't know. I think Queenslanders are a little bit more laid back and a bit cooler. Definitely less germs, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be fucking. I think it's going to give Melbourne a run for its money, just quietly.
It'd want to, because you've been talking it up, and to be honest, I don't see. I mean, look, pre the Melbourne watch party that we just had, the Brisbane one was the best one that we've had, and I think we had about 10 or 12 there for that one.
Hey,
so, and that was
Adelaide's always represented. Adelaide's always represented hard.
You
haven't got
the
a
fucking
chance to
event.
get to an Adelaide one.
You went and cancelled the event that we already had
I
going.
didn't cancel it, you tool bag. I left
You
both
created
open.
another one.
I created an additional one that was public on the page. You're an idiot. I've
The other
already
one was
explained this to
public
you
as
twice.
well.
You are surely not this slow.
You're trying to sabotage because the other one was public as well, you dick.
I'm trying to
There's
sabotage.
no need to fucking duplicate it and confuse
I did exactly. I did exactly the same thing for the Melbourne one. You absolute massive flog of a human.
I don't know much, mate. I just like
fucking... I know. We noticed that you don't know much. Nate, any comments from you?
No, I think Boyd's spoken up way too much. Like you said, it's the 23rd of December, and that's all my fault. So I can't really say too much. I'm just glad I'm going to be there. I'm not looking forward to get back on another plane though. But looking forward.
You're just about the over planes now.
Fucking over it.
Hammo, any comments?
Sorry, mate. Just trying to adjust me mic volume there. Look, I had a great time. I think it was a really good time. Got to meet a lot of people down there, and that's the whole point of it. I kind of wish we had like social media name tags or something, because I'm kind of like meeting people. Oh, who are you? Oh, Sun's Tragic. Makes a lot of sense. But no, it was a good event, man. Very keen to get along to the next one. It was a good show. A lot of great people. Zine, cheers for the shots. Yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Hey, and just quickly before we move on, Gav, I think we should loop back to this watch party thing a bit later because I could go on about it for fucking hours. I had so much
I am
fun.
going to loop back later. We're talking about the Brisbane one right now. We're not having a flashback to the Melbourne one yet. That's coming later.
Okay, Gav.
That being
All
said,
right. Is that okay
me and
with
Boyd
you?
are still having flashback nightmares every night about it.
You are. Boyd's not. Boyd had the time of his life. He paid for 2 beers and got to teabag you.
Had the time of my life.
We have to wrap up 2 weeks worth of games, so let's do that. First one was the Knicks. We had a win 116 to 113. Don't really remember the game now. Toronto lost 105 to 112, which put an end to our streak, which was at 8 games. So I got my 10-game prediction wrong. Denver, obviously, watch party day, 111 to 119. We went down. Big shout out for the day 2 to K-Ray, who put our photos up on the broadcast over there in Arizona. So appreciate that,
cool.
K-Ray.
Hell yeah.
Versus Memphis, 1 p.m. on Sunday, we had a win 116 to 109, which we should have. And then we've had 2 losses in a row. The in-season tournament loss to the Lakers, 103-106. And yesterday's loss to Sacramento, 106 to 114. How did you see the 2 weeks, Boyd?
Yeah, look, we came off a pretty since that win streak. What was it, seven game win streak? And we were just waiting for the hiccup game, and I think that was the Toronto game. I thought that was very, very winnable. They obviously always bother us with their length, and it's something that we haven't really handled well over the years. Is them real long, pesky teams, and but yeah, look. The Lakers, the Nuggets game, really, really upsetting. Like it's look, if I'm being honest, Gav, that Nuggets game at the watch party, I was fucking being such a social butterfly. I just remember when everyone else would scream, I'd look up at the screen and it'd be like, "Fucking what, cunt? Fucking what?" And then be appalled, but yeah, so it's all, and I was very drunk. So look. Yeah, I was very
Gavin.
But yeah, look, the game against the Lakers with the officiating was fucking disgusting. I think our turnovers started to get a bit better, but then they've come shit house again. With in patches anyway. Like we haven't fixed that issue just yet. We seem to be shooting okay, but I still don't think it's the right people getting the shots. But yeah, look, I'm not worried yet because we haven't got our big 3. So it's just been a frustrating 2 weeks of games since we started to get some losses in there. But it is what it is, man. I'm still fucking holding out a lot of hope. I'm not down in the dumps.
Nate?
Other than the watch party game and then the Memphis game when Boyd and I went to another sporting globe and they didn't have it on and we had to sit there and watch it on my iPad at the pub. That was probably the only 2 games I got to see right through with all the travel. I caught bits and pieces of the Lakers, one and all the kerfuffle at the end and the varying comments about how that should have been called. And it just seems to keep happening. The parts I saw yesterday of the game where it was tech fouls, right? Was it Nurk got the flagrant, then but that one's probably fair, and then Book got a flagrant, and it's like they're just handing them out. It's like it just seems like this week we can't fucking buy a call. But as for that comment, yep, I'm not down at the dumps. I'm holding the hope. We're still not too badly placed in the standings, all said and done, and I'm hoping that at least. Boyd. I'm hoping at least that Bradley Beal's back for our Christmas lineup against the Kings. And fuck you, Voider.
We'll talk about that one.
I only looked 5'2" at the Melbourne watch party because every other
there was
fucking
some
was
fairly tall dudes there. He's not 5'2". He's a little bit taller than 5'2". I think he's like 5'3" or something. Maybe
5'4".
maybe
Give him
5'4".
4.
Maybe a little taller than that too. Yeah, we'll talk about Bill shortly as well. Hammo, how do you see the week?
Maybe 5'2", but I reckon it's about 12 under the belt.
I'll take it.
Look, it's been a weird week, man, up and down with all of that. The games were that Lakers game is just horrible, man. That should be stricken from the entire record of NBA. It's one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen in my life. The Kings game yesterday, look, I'll tell you what, fuck me. Nurk was all over Sabonis for the first half. He really was, man. He was in there just like causing trouble as the Bosnian beast that he is. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm not too worried. We're still missing like 1.5 kind of stars. You know, KD's not at full strength after the other day, and we still got no Beal. So I'm happy, man. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I think. Look, the Knicks win was a really solid win. The Toronto game was disappointing. I think, as Boyd said, the length of Toronto sort of caught us out a little bit. Scotty Barnes had one of those games, and we know, with being Suns fans, there's always that one dude that balls out at some stage and takes us apart. Julius Randle tried to do it during the third quarter in the Knicks game. Luckily, we were able to balance out. Scotty Barnes did catch us in the Toronto game. The Nuggets game, overall, I think we played pretty well, being down one of our best players. So,
Hell yeah.
I mean, without Book on the floor, it was disappointing that we didn't get to see that man out on the floor for that game. But the Suns were right in it till the last minute of the game. It was only right at the end that the Nuggets sort of got over. The Memphis game, the guys just did what they had to do.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. They sort of cruised through that one and got the win, which they should have got. The Lakers game, you've all touched on the rubbish that was the officiating, particularly in the last couple of minutes. I unfortunately missed that because I was out at basketball training for my daughter's team. But
You're
went back
very
and watched
lucky,
it.
man.
I went back and watched it. The only thing I do want to bring up, and I know that the officials got it right with the take foul, but just a question for you guys: does canning the take foul in the last 2 minutes of the game not defeat the purpose of the take foul?
Just invites trouble.
I agree with that.
It welcomes. It
It's
welcomes.
I didn't know, Gavin. I didn't know it wasn't a thing in the last.
Yeah, me
2
neither.
minutes.
I didn't know until it happened, and then everyone sort of started saying it. Well, they don't allow take. Like, that was the ideal moment for a
why?
take foul. The Suns were a couple of points down. We had a fast break opportunity. Cam Reddish deliberately fouled so that we couldn't have a fast break opportunity. That's the very definition of a take foul, right?
But
having that rule just invites conjecture. And Cam Reddish is the worst person to be able to commit that kind of foul in the last 2 minutes because he was getting shitty, man. He was getting real straight. He was hacking, man. He was getting real shitty. So it's not fair, our team or not, that foul is allowed.
I just think the NBA needs to look at that. That's if that's the very definition of a take foul right there, then the NBA should be looking at that rule at the end of the season because.
Do we know why they've cut it out for the last 2 minutes, Gav? Do we know? Has anyone said why? Is it because of how long the last 2 minutes?
Somebody wrote something on Twitter. Somebody wrote something on Twitter today that I saw that said it's because they are deliberately trying to send people to the line, but a take foul gives you the ball back.
Yeah.
So again, it's like it doesn't make sense to me as to why that rule doesn't exist. Now, it might be the fact that because teams do foul, right? And sides will pass the ball forward trying to burn clock, and somebody will race down and foul somebody who's pulled the ball out on the 3-point line when they're trying to burn clock, right? And in that situation, you don't want to call it a take foul. That's fine. Change the rule to if that guy isn't heading towards the basket, then it's not a take foul. It's just a normal foul.
It sounds like you just solved it really easily, Gavin. Why can't these cunts fucking pull their socks up?
I don't know, but I am available to jump on the NBA rules committee. I can fix that shit. The second rule I'll implement is that you
Straight up.
well, straight up, and I heard it. I think I might have heard it on Sun's Planet this morning, Hammo, from your French guest. The person who doesn't have the ball should not be able to. The person who doesn't have the ball should not be able to signal for a timeout. It's the coach or the dude with the ball.
It's just
Problem
because it's
solved.
LeBron, man. Regardless of the fact if the ball was in control or not, man, it should not be allowed that someone else, because at any time another player can just yell down the court and
And
just
they
call
can.
time.
That's not
Rule,
just
man.
LeBron. That's not just LeBron.
I get
That's
it, but
the
it's a
actual
dumb
rule.
fucking rule.
But it is an absolute dumb rule. The person with the ball can call timeout, or the coach can call timeout. Nobody else on the floor should be able to. There we go. I just solved the problem. Again,
Perfect.
like we've just solved 2 rule issues in 30 seconds of Aussie Suns Fans podcasting. So you are
NBA,
very welcome,
listen.
NBA. You're very
That's why
welcome.
we're here. That's why we're here.
And obviously yesterday, so it was just really, was it just the third quarter that cost us that? I mean,
It was
look,
shit.
the old mate De'Aaron Fox in the last quarter was phenomenal. He had 23.
He's
He was
special.
really good. But our third quarter was just so poor. And I'm not going to touch on the direct things because we've actually got them as topics. So I'd rather talk about that a little bit further. But who was your player of the week, Boyd? Or 2
Book.
weeks in our case.
Yeah, I'm going with Book since he's definitely Book. Devin Armani
Yep.
Booker for obvious reasons.
Nate?
Well, that's the obvious answer. I'd like to have said Nurkic, but he's underperformed on every single bet I've put on him in the last fortnight. Other than that, was Grayson Allen. I think he's stepped up. Like if you want to take a look at someone that's not the headline act, I think for me it would be Grayson Allen. He's made watching that change starting lineup fun, and he's performing. It's just he's been the greatest piece thrown into a deal that we've got, I think.
Yeah.
Look, both of those are great choices. I'm just going to go with KD because both my other answers got taken.
I'm going to go a little bit left field, and only because KD, Grayson Allen, and Booker all missed games this week. But the man I was most impressed with this week was the guy who was our player of the game against Denver, and has been really solid. And you mentioned him before there, Hammo, his first half against Sacramento as well. I think Yusuf Nurkic had a really, really strong week for the Suns, and consistently was probably the anchor. Now, a couple of games there, he didn't have massive stat games. So, like the Lakers game is a perfect example of that. He didn't have a massive stat game, but he actually played really, really well. He was a test to Anthony Davis. He plays with energy, and I'm enjoying it. He's doing really well. So I'm going to give it to Nurk. But outside of that, Boyd called it.
Defense, Nurk. Fucking hell.
I really like that Nurkic call, Gavin. I'm not going to agree with you very often, but he's
a damn good call.
His physicality in the post, and it's not pretty when he gets to his shot, but I feel every single time he's backing someone down, it takes the wind out of me a little bit. I feel it. He goes in there aggressive, and his physicality is something that we haven't had. It's making it a lot easier. I mean, he's got to take them shots. He's not shooting the best at the rim, but I think he's got to keep him honest. He's got to keep getting them up in there, because if he stops doing it, well, then his passing threat becomes less effective as well. So, I'm really enjoying Nurkic as well, definitely.
Nurkic. So at the start of the season, our biggest concern, I'm going to leave that one, and I'll give that one in Boyd's mailbag. Our biggest concern at the start of the year was injuries, that's been the biggest thing that's come out of the season so far. We're 22 games in now, almost a quarter of the way through the season. Boyd, are you concerned that this is going to become a common thing throughout the course of our season? And at the end of the year, we're just going to sit there and go, damn, I just wish we were healthy. Because at the moment it is every single week, all we're talking about is just wait till we're healthy, just wait till we're healthy.
Yeah. And look, the thing is that we've done the right thing with Beal. We've done the right thing with him. And when he comes back, everything's going to get, and I think it was a few weeks ago I spoke about it. Everything gets that much easier for the entire team when you have our three out there on the court. Things, there's way less physicality on, the double teams are going to be shorter and sharper. It's just going to be, there's just going to be so much more gravity and so many more options. I mean, you look at one thing that really pissed me off is that when Book's out there by himself and he's getting fucking hammered, right? He's getting hammered by double teams and he's getting pushed to the backcourt. He had a backcourt violation, I think, a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, where he's getting pushed back, and the guys aren't moving into position to get him out of it quick enough. They do it eventually, just not quick enough. But yeah, like when you have a KD and a Beal buzzing around out there as well, that double team disperses a lot quicker, and he's not going to be put in them positions. But yeah, the health thing, Gavin, I kind of went a little bit off shot there, but the health thing, it doesn't bother me at all because it's nothing too major. The major thing is the back, and that's about to be good. The other stuff I think is these guys have had to cop it alone for a long stretches of time. And when Bill comes back, it gets that much easier for him, and I think it's a much easier game for him. So I think it's like 30 plus games that we've missed from our big three in total.
Well, I know that Beal's missed 19 now.
19. So I think
Booker's missed 7 or 8 and KD 2.
Yeah, so it's in the 30s, I think.
Maybe not quite 30.
And that's
30. Yeah.
And we're still fucking over 500. So no, I'm not worried. If someone does a fucking ACL or a PCL or a fucking Achilles or some shit, okay, I'll jump in the panic station for a minute, but not now.
Nathan. And I apologise for that. Nate.
Thanks, Mum. No, look, I'm not panic. I'm sick of seeing half lineups. We're all just at this point trying to keep a record that's going to get us positioned in the playoffs to do what we do, and then see everyone at full health. And they've got to be thinking about the long game, not just everyone leading up to it. That being said, the in-season tournament, we should have been there. We should have beaten the Lakers and been in that game. So I'm not panicky. I'm just pissy.
Hammo?
Pissy's the word, though, isn't it? Look, I still think this is tactical. I've said it before about subterfuge and games and whatnot, but it seems to be every time that we get one person back, another one has a small injury. I think we're just waiting to unleash this team on the world, and these guys are still practicing together. They're still, running plays and stuff together in the gym. Beal's back in the gym. We know that. I'm not worried, man. Honestly, I think it's when it finally comes to fruition, it's going to be scary. It's going to be very scary. And we still got. I know a lot of people don't rate him, but we still got Damian Lee. We still got Allen's out at the moment. He didn't play yesterday. KD's got an ankle problem. He's got 2 ankles, obviously. But no, I'm just I'm really not concerned at the end of the day, man. I think even at our centre position, one of my problems has always been if Nerf goes down, we just got Eubanks. But I tell you what I seen out of Matsu yesterday, I've got no dramas at the centre position anymore either. So I'm not worried, man. Really not.
So 22 games in, I've said from the start of the year, I'd rather get through 22 games and see what it looks like, and I'd decide whether I start to get concerned. For me, it's just about continuity now, and that does worry me. These guys need to be on the floor for a consecutive amount of games, and they need to be on the floor together. I'd rather be doing that now than waiting until May to do that. I just want to see them put together 20, 25 games on the floor, developing that chemistry, developing the way that we need to put the team together. And that I think that needs to happen sooner rather than later. So it is starting to get a little bit concerning that they aren't doing that, because we can't afford for that to be happening at the back end of the year. So the positive news is that the talk around the traps at the moment is that Bradley Beal will return to the lineup this week, either Tuesday or Wednesday US time, so Wednesday or Thursday our time, either in the Warriors game or the Nets game at home. Now, if we see Beal back on the floor, it will be the first time, particularly if it's the Warriors game, it'll be the first time that we see the big three on the floor together in the Warriors game at home. So I'm really, fingers crossed, I'm really hoping that's the case. If he does play the Warriors game, I can't see him playing the Brooklyn game. I think he'll play that first game and sit out the second. But the likelihood is that he only plays the second game against Brooklyn. But this week, barring any unforeseen incidents,
That's the game you want to see, though, right?
We will see the big three on the floor together this week. So that'll be really nice. And then we just want to see the consistency and the ability for those guys to be on the floor at the same time for a stretch of games, not one game, 2 games, somebody out, one game. We need these guys to start to play together. And we need, not only just for those guys, but we need our bench unit to actually start playing some minutes together. Because at the moment, those guys that are supposed to be coming off the bench and leading that bench unit, and we've all had concerns about the bench unit, right? But 2 of those guys effectively are playing in our starting unit every week at the moment, or every game at the moment. So we want to see Gordon and Grayson Allen coming off that bench, leading the second unit, and giving us that confidence that our second unit can compete against some of these other teams. So that's what I'm looking forward to most out of the return of these guys and getting them on the floor and having them play consistent minutes in the units that they're going to play consistent minutes in come April, May, June, and the playoffs.
The second unit's fluctuating, though. You know, I said this morning, I think there's 2 guys in our rotation that are up for trade block. And it's very hard to define our second unit at this stage, because we got a defensive second unit, and then we got this. Yeah, but
we just haven't seen our second unit, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not sold.
Either Grayson Allen or Eric, no, we haven't seen them at all. Either
no, we've seen them out of their usual.
Yeah, out of the rotation. That's what I mean. Like, we haven't seen a standard second unit rotation yet because the big three haven't played together yet. I'm still not sure that we're sold on whoever's going to play the 5th starter yet.
I don't think it's Kogi anymore,
especially after that last game.
I think Josh is out of that piece, but we still don't know who it is, right? I think at the moment it's probably back to who everyone was saying at the start of the year, and it's likely to be KBD at this point in time, but we just don't know 100%. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how that plays out when Beal does come back, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out, and because I'm not even sure that Vogel knows who he wants to play in that 5th spot yet. So it'll be interesting to see. Outside of the injuries being a concern, there's 2 major concerns with this team right now. Number one is our turnovers. It's clearly hurting us. The Lakers game, the poor officiating in the last 2 minutes, I get it all, but the amount of turnovers we had in that first half, and number 2, the amount of offensive rebounds and second and third shot opportunities that we're allowing opposition teams at the moment, They are our biggest concerns in this team. And neither of those things are going to be fixed by Bradley Beal coming back.
Yep.
Comments, Boyd.
Look, yeah, turnovers. Look, I agree wholeheartedly with the whole turnover thing. I just like it started. Like it looked really good when Book first came back. There was a little bit of sort of working him in, but you remember we had that game when we just sort of turned our fucking 17 or 19 turnover average on its head, and then we got a couple of single digit games, and it was looking really nice. But it feels like you get KD and Book back again, and then you lose fucking KD, and then you just got Book again, and then you change around the fucking starting lineup again, and then you lose a Grayson Allen. It just feels like, from what you said earlier, mate, the continuity thing. As soon as there's a bit of continuity, I think that the turnovers start to dry up, because I think that this team's offense is going to blow us all off of our seats, and it's just going to be something like we've never seen before. And it will take a little bit of warming up too. Like it will take a little time to oil up the fucking death machine. But man, it's I think that the turnovers will sort themselves out when we get Beal, Booker, KD. The rebounding thing needs to be a by committee thing. Nurk can't do it all. Like he's been fine with his rebounding, but there needs to be, and that's why I think you're right about the KBD take. He's a guy that can get in there. He's got the length, and he's willing to go in there and get scrappy and get some boards. But he needs to make a concerted effort in doing that. It needs to be drilled into him. So, look, I think that we can sort it out. But I think we do need to fucking probably more so the rebounding is probably the biggest concern for me.
Nice dead air. Awesome.
Perfect.
Is Gavin muted?
I think that might be the reason for about 30 seconds of shit content.
And I apologise because I said Nate. Comment. And apologies to everyone listening. I was on mute.
Look, to your comment, you're saying bringing Bradley Beal back won't fix all that. It may actually fix some of it with just the consistency in lineup. I think that's probably hurting us the most. If you look, I was listening to the PHNX pod after show yesterday. I downloaded the thing and listened to it on the plane. And they were talking about, I'm pretty sure it was that pod. Let's hope it was that pod now. They were talking about Book and the balance between facilitating and scoring. And how much maybe he's focusing more on the facilitating than being that guy that we need more often. So I think the turnovers might just come with the sloppy rotations. They're not used to it. So I'm just going to say consistency is what we need. And if Bradley Beal coming back provides that consistency, then maybe it does actually help. Not to say there's not problems to address, but I'm not going to throw a stone like you did, Gav.
I'm not sure I threw a stone. Jesus. Hammo.
Perception.
Look, turnovers are a massive concern. I think it was the Lakers game. We had 10 turnovers in the first quarter. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
It's true.
You cannot. You can't win with those numbers. You just can't. Rebounding, I'm not too worried about. Rebounding will sort itself out. Guys are a lot scrappier. This time last year, when we were whinging about rebounding, it's a different story. Yeah, we got guys out there trying. They're scrappy. They're trying to get the ball. They're doing their best for the rebounds, but turnovers is just fucking stupid, man. It's so dumb, the amount of turnovers that we got. Other than that,
so I'm kind of with Nate and Boyd on this. I think the continuity in lineup will help with the turnovers piece, especially taking the ball out of the hands of someone like Eric Gordon, who does throw the ball away a lot with dumb turnovers. So all of a sudden he goes into a second unit, and he's not trying to force the issue into guys like KD and Book all the time, and he's a little bit more calm, and he can play that off the ball roll. And we saw that yesterday just before halftime, where the dude's got no range, right? He hit that three just before the halftime buzzer because he was playing off the ball. That's where we need Eric Gordon, not trying to play make, even though he's probably our second best playmaking option currently in the lineup. I think the rebounding is an issue. Hammo, I'm not sure that these guys are hustling for boards. And it's more when the ball bounces offshore. But if you watch carefully and you watch how our team sets up after an opposition shot, we don't box out well at all.
Is this the bonus?
We just don't. Yeah, we just allow blokes to walk around. The expectation of this team at the moment is that we can out jump rather than boxing out and getting a body. And I think they need to work harder and get a body on rebounds. Blaze said it before. We're struggling to track down long rebounds. Not only the long rebounds, but we have been solid in post rebounding. But what we allow too much is the back tap out of post rebounding, which then goes back out to their guards. And we allow that because we're not boxing out strong enough and we're not keeping guys away from the rim. So if you want to check that out, I'd just have a look at the next game against the Warriors. Watch these guys defensively when the shots go up. They don't get bodies. They just want to stand and rebound. And
you know what?
I think that's our biggest
Ishbia,
problem at the moment.
Ishbia and James Jones need to put, you know how you can put them little KPIs on their contracts where don't make it about fucking how many rebounds or make it about how many fucking successful box outs. Or maybe there's $200,000 extra that season if you hit your quota for fucking good box outs and get these guys.
Banks would be killing it.
And just get these guys fucking working more for the team rather than look. It's nice to have a Kogi. It's nice to have Goodwin in there hustling and grabbing the old offensive rebound, and where they sort of jump in from the side and snag these rebounds. It's nice, but fundamentally as a team, what we need them guys in the middle blocking out like a motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And that's I think for me it's an easy fix. It's just an effort thing, right? It's making sure that everyone turns around and gets a body on the rebound. There's one that has come up in this, and I was going to add it, but I actually forgot to add it earlier. So Midge has said, I feel like Josh Okogie will be traded though since Goodwin's been made redundant. I just wanted to get you guys, because the trade talk's going to start now, right? 15th of December, a lot of the contracts become trade eligible. On the 15th of January, the rest of those contracts become tradable. We're going to see people start to talk about that. This one here, the Josh Okogie one, and he comes up quite a bit. From my perspective, guys, we've got to stop talking about minimum contract guys getting traded because they have no value. We're just not going to get anything out of a trade for a Josh Okogie. We have no draft capital. We cannot put draft picks with Josh Okogie to try and bring somebody in. We're above the cap, so we can't bring anyone in of value. And I seen somebody say the other day we should trade Josh Okogie and somebody else and draft picks for Alex Caruso to try and make up those numbers. That's all fine, but you've got to understand that Alex Caruso, there's talk of at least one first rounder, maybe even two first rounders out in the market for Alex Caruso. We don't have that. And there's no value that we can give the Bulls to bring that in. So we've got to be a little bit more careful around those discussions. The only value that we really have are guys like Nas Little. So he's actually got a contract that's tradable. Nurk's got a contract that's tradable. But outside of the big three and those two, nobody else has a contract that is tradable. Boyd?
Yeah, 100%, man. And look, you may as well just go look at the fucking waiver wire rather than looking at somebody wanting to take one of our.
What's the rules there too? Because I know you're our guru when it comes to looking into this stuff. Because I don't have the patience. With the new rules, how can we Are
we
we
get-
eligible to get people on the buyout?
Yeah, not on the buy. They'd have to clear. They'd have to clear waivers, and we just have to do a straight sign as a minimum guy. After they cleared, but if someone else wants to pick them up while they're on there, I think that they get them. We don't type thing. So, but yeah, look, yeah. At the end, we're not getting what we want from trading Josh Okogie. We're not getting what we want by trading fucking Bol. You're right, Gavin. It's got to be someone like Nasir Little. But then, what are you going to get for Nasir Little right now? It's not like he's playing a million minutes. What do you get? What are you going to? If you do want to trade Nurkic because he's got a contract, he's got some money on that we could use. Then you have to get something back, but also replace him. And I think he's fucking invaluable for what we do on the court. I think he's really important to our system, especially when we get the big three on the court. So, yeah, look, at the moment, there's nothing out there for us. I think that we just let's see fucking 10 to 20 games as this thing was designed. That'll bring us closer to the trade deadline, and then let's fucking talk about it then if we need to talk about it, because we might just be fucking fine.
So to clarify, we can't even get these guys on the buyout.
No, I don't think
unless
we
they
can
clear through waivers or something. It's
look, if they clear because you know, if someone gets bought out, they basically someone else can pick them up and all that sort of stuff. Or but yeah, us being over the second apron, we get them rights taken away. We literally have that minimum contract that we can offer someone after they clear.
Yeah. Hammo, any comments?
Look, I don't know contracts. I don't know any of that. I just know that I think there's two people on this team right now that we could trade, and that's Utah and KBD.
Minimum. We're getting nothing.
I know we're getting nothing, but they're the two people that I don't think we need right now.
Nate?
I feel the same way about all these trade rumors, which I think are coming purely out of, Suns Twitter sphere and shit like that. The same way I feel about the coffee that just hit my colon. Just shit them out. Yeah, be done with it like the airline food, straight through. As far as the buyout market, though, so that's a whole different thing. I agree with everything you said, especially Boyd's bit about let's just see what this really looks like when everything's the way it was designed. But we are positioned to be a target or destination for those guys in the buyout market. Now they're not going to be game changers, but we could get some serviceable piece. Like Kevin Love was a very serviceable piece for the Heat on that buyout market last year. So I think it just
depends on the contracts, right? Because as Boyd said, you get a Kevin Love, and I think he ended up at the Heat on what, sort of $6 or $7 million MLE. I think he ended up at.
You're saying we've still got to get rid of that much cap in salaries. Yeah, true.
Well, we can't. It's impossible for us to get rid of that unless we get rid of one of KD, Book, or.
We can't offer that.
It won't happen.
We haven't got the.
All we can offer is a minimum contract. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So there is other rivals or playoff.
The off season proved that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's they caught me out in the off season, so I'm not going to go too early on that one, but that's for sure. This week we've got 3 games this week before next Sunday. Golden State 2 p.m. Wednesday our time, Brooklyn 1 p.m. Thursday our time, and New York 2 p.m. Saturday our time. How do you see this week going, Hammo?
2-1. If we lose the game, it's going to be against the Warriors.
Nate.
I love our hustle against the Knicks. I really do. But if we're going to drop one, it's going to be the Warriors.
I actually agree with Hammo on this. I think that we're lacking firepower at the moment with the players that are out and like people like Utah that we rely on off the bench while they're putting up shots, not going down. And if we're relying on people like Jordan Goodwin to nail open threes, I'm really fucking concerned. I'm just going to assume for the Brooklyn New York game we've got a stronger team. The Brooklyn one's going to be personal. I'm actually really excited for that game. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch because we'll be watching both sides. We're genuinely going to be watching both sides perform.
And it's going to be interesting too because that'll be the first McCall versus KD matchup.
Yeah. Oh well, actually, yeah, because he's going to guard the best player. And if it's not Book, it's going to be KD, isn't it? The New York game, it's concerning because we always tend to get either bashed up or lose in a silly way to them. So, but I'll put it down for a win. So I'll go 2-1, just like agreed with Hammo.
Boyd.
Funny enough, I actually have us this week going win, and
Fucking fancy that.
three wins, and it's going to be off of the back of there's going to be a certain tension in the air, knowing all of our supporting cast, knowing who's coming back, what's about the pressure is on. It hasn't been working, and everyone's going to play out of their fucking socks, and we're going to start streaking again, boys. We've got fucking people worried about their position and their minutes, and they're just going to fucking hustle their asses off, and they're going to play off the ball like I've been wanting so much, and it's going to make things that much easier for Book, KD, and Bill. 3 W's, and it's the start of a big run. I reckon we're pushing 10 to 20 wins in a row. We're fucking good.
Can I just
Big
jump
streak.
in on Blazer's comment there? He's going full Ash and Boyd love with the 3 wins. The shade he's throwing on Josh Okogie is just at least it doesn't look like a 10-year-old's throw up a brick. How do we see Josh Okogie going into the next 3 games? Is he going to keep his spot? Is he going back to the second unit? Is he going to drop minutes?
Oh, he's second unit, totally.
I think
Really
he's
poor
gonna
attempted to drop there, Gav.
I think he's going to drop minutes.
Yeah, he will. And rightly
I think
so.
we're going to see less and less Josh Okogie on the floor, and I think we're going to see more Jordan Goodwin taking those minutes. And Nasir Little.
Straight up.
The reason I brought it up right then was Boyd's comment about the air of tension and the rest of the team pulling their socks up and getting into it. So how does that look as a rotational comment?
Yeah,
I
he's going
think
to have
if
to
we
work
go
his,
full,
That's tough.
he's going to have to work
No,
his
Boyd.
way back in, like he has to do every fucking year when he forgets how to fucking put the ball through the hoop, and he has to fucking work his way back in and reprove himself to everyone. It might be too fucking late this year. It might be too fucking. There might be too much competition for him this year. With Nasir Little, hopefully he's okay. With KBD, they're guys very much in the same ilk because we've got Grayson Allen, another guy there, who's already well and truly above Okogie right now. He's got his fucking work cut out for him if he wants to be back on this squad in a meaningful way, if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely agree. With these 3 games coming up, we've already had 1 win over the Warriors. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Suns DJ has already had a win against the Warriors.
I thought that was Nate.
You know what?
In this building, you can't hear anything because it's like a club. It's like a South Beach club. It's just this thumping techno club music, thumping techno club music, thumping techno club music, thumping techno club music.
So we've already had a win.
And he's got a good hat on too, doesn't he, Boyd?
He does. I love it. I thought it was you.
I really hope that he does that on Wednesday against the Warriors in the building while Steve Kerr's there. Thank you very much, Steve Kerr, for the material. We're gonna have a win against the Warriors. I think that we will go 3-0 this week. I'm with Boyd. The return of Bradley Beal to the lineup. is going to see us finally get our rotations right. I think we iron a little bit of that out. I think he does play against Golden State. I think we iron a little bit of that out against Golden State. With obviously the Twins coming to Phoenix for the first time. Again, I can see Bradley Beal backing up and playing in that game. I really hope he does. We're certainly not going to want the Twins to walk out of Phoenix with a win. They would lose too much credibility with our crowd. And the Knicks just not that good. And even though they're playing quite well this season, I think that's a bit fluky. And the Suns completely outplayed them last time, and it was only a little bit of Jalen Brunson for some reason almost being unable to miss that they were as close as they were last time. So I am going with 3 wins this week. Gents, let's roll into the stock market. I've got a couple of interesting ones this week due to him coming back. Let's start with Bradley Beal. Where are his stocks right now, Boyd?
Oh, we're going to lead with Boyd. This is interesting.
Oh, Bradley Beal. Well, I think with the news coming in, I think that they're up. I think the news coming in that his return is imminent, and he's through it, and he's working out in the practices and all that sort of stuff. I think they're up, and it's it's just the vibe. It's Marbo, and I'm going to hold because I've already got a lot of them, and I can't afford to keep buying more.
Thank fuck you finished off with the end part there, and maybe not fully regret not going to Nate first, which was a mistake as soon as I said it. Nate.
Right, Beal stock's hard one to pick at the moment. You know, you've got those stocks you like to watch, and you think you've got your little insight that makes you want to go jump in or sell or whatever. This one's a tough one. Obviously, with the injury and the amount of injuries he's had, my initial thought was his stocks are down. But that being said, he's been injured so much. It's like, is it down or is it just sideways? Is it just low and staying that way? Either way, I'm buying some because he has to play a bigger part in this roster moving forward. And if you want to play the long game on this one, he has to be a big part at the end in going to playoffs. So I'm gonna stock up.
Hammo.
His stock hasn't moved, in my opinion. I'm not buying, selling. I'm holding. His stock hasn't moved.
I think that his stock has very slightly dropped over time. Every game he's missed through injury, his stock has dropped away, which makes it the absolute perfect time, Ashley Shaw, to buy. It is the best time to buy right now because when he gets back on this floor, he's going to stay healthy. We're going to get some continuity, and Bradley Beal's stocks are going to absolutely shoot through the roof, and I'm going to take advantage of that as of right now. Nate, Drew Eubanks.
I've got the stocks as flat. I know some other people disagree with me on that one, but what you've said about Nurk earlier on as your player of the week, and you guys know that I love watching him. So like every week, even Boyd gives me shit for putting multiple cat bets on the one player, but I just like watching Nurk play. I don't think he's going to give up the minutes to see Eubanks pick up more. I think we're just going to see the consistent production we have out of him. So I'm just going to hold.
Boyd.
Yeah, I think he's holding, and I'm holding at the moment.
You know, I know what you're holding because you dropped it on his mouse and my forehead.
Hi.
I think Eubanks stocks are slightly up. I will be buying this week because we're only one Nurk injury away from him being our starting center.
Oh, fucking hell.
Truth.
Put the moss on. Just put the moss
Jeez,
on.
man.
Jesus.
Fuck.
I think particularly after
First
last
time I've
few
wanted to
weeks
call you
where
a cunt this episode.
He's injury prone in his career.
We've done Drew a couple of times in this. His stocks was certainly rising. They've been going well. think I've fallen. No, I'm back. I think Drew has his stocks were rising for a while there. We'd spoken about it. Shit, for a while there, we were even talking about whether or not we should put this dude in the starting lineup for certain matchups. His stocks dropped over the last couple of weeks. His output's been poor, in my opinion. I think since he got hurt, his energy's dropped off. His competitiveness has dropped off, and I think his stocks have dropped off. But I'm willing to hold because I think we'll see that return, and I think we'll see that return pretty quickly. So I'm not going to try and sell him off now, thinking that the dip's going to continue. I think he'll come back up and level out. So I'm going to hold this one just because I wanted to.
Fucking, of course
Mate,
you would.
bowl.
His stocks have dropped. I didn't know if they could drop any lower, but I think they did. He's become the joke of the team. Like every time you listen to a pod and someone needs to have a laugh or refer to, well, at least it's not this guy, or bring them back, they'll save the team. It's always bowl. So the poor bastard is. I remember them having a highlight. It might have been on Insta via Bleacher Report or something. They had a highlight of Bowl when he was playing with the Magic. He soared up and actually no, it was NBA TV in Manila. And they had him soaring up and throwing it down. His head was above the ring and he was throwing the ball down from so far up. And I was like, they must have had to look a long way to find that one highlight because we haven't seen shit, and I don't think we're going to. So his stocks are down. I don't think, if you ask me again next week, they could go any lower. I didn't think I had any shares left, but if I do, I definitely sell them. That's not to say that I think we drop him or trade him or do any of that, because like you pointed out before, there's no fucking value coming back.
Boyd.
Yeah, I don't think I had many stocks left in Bowl. I've had him going down previously when he has got spot minutes. So yeah, I think that they're holding in the sellers right now, and I'm holding because I've got fuck all stocks of him.
And that's exactly my point, Ash. He's a joke when you need one at the moment.
Hammo.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of him to go up or down. So yeah, it's a hold. Not buying, not selling.
He's so bad that the stock market removed him from purchasing and selling and buying and whatever else. You can no longer buy shares because they removed them. The stock market went, we're not keeping this fucking shit on anywhere to do with us.
Stocks?
He's gone. He's out. Do you know what he is? Yeah, penny stocks. That's what he is now. He's fucking penny stocks that these failed Wall Street guys go back and sell for 50 cents each or whatever, and they get their big profit margins. That's all he's worth. I did change one. So sorry, guys. And it mainly because you guys have brought it up a couple of times. So I thought this might be worthwhile. Yuta Watanabe, Nathan.
Oh, that's off the cuff. Well, I thought we were going to be talking about KBD, and that my first comment was I thought that stock was up because he's outperforming Yuta. So that would lead me to my comment on Yuta being, I think stocks are definitely down.
Next.
Okay, well, these all intertwine. So I definitely think Yuta's stocks are down. He is not looking like the marksman that we brought him in to be. He hasn't improved on defense. I mean, I was looking for him to hit those baskets yesterday, and against Sac, and they weren't going where they were supposed to go. So no, there's no point selling the shares at this point. So if I've got any left, I'll just sit on them and see what happens, because he's not going anywhere. He's going to get the opportunity to turn it around. So we'll just wait and see.
Boyd.
Yeah, unfortunately, his stocks are going down, and I'm holding, and I just feel like he's just. You're right. His shot isn't falling. I think it's rushed. It's not the way that I envision him getting a lot of his shots. A lot of them are been rushed, and they don't need to be. He's in two different minds at the moment. He doesn't know if he's coming or going. He's just very confused, it looks like, out there. So yeah, I'm holding, but I think they're down.
Hammo.
I'm going to hold on to them. They're definitely down. I'm really hoping to get out of this funk that he's in at the moment, because it's just between being the crazy, wavy, inflatable tube man on defense and not hitting them shots that he's known to hit. His stock's definitely down, but I am holding and I'm hoping for a resurgence before we trade him.
Yes, agreed. His stocks are down, but I am going to buy some Utah stocks, given the fact that they're probably at the lowest they're going to be. And I think that Utah was brought into this team for one reason and one reason only, and that was to be that sniper when we are at full strength. And we haven't been that yet, and we are almost there. So given the fact that the big three, hopefully, touch wood, will be back this week, that will open up a lot of floor space for Utah, and I think we're going to start to see some of that sniping that we expected. I don't think any of us really expected Utah to come in and be the biggest defender, and
I mean, some defense would have been nice.
Defender and all
Yeah,
that sort
any
of stuff
defense
that
would have
we
been
might
good.
hoped. Actually, I don't think anyone thought that. His job's going to be to come in, play 8 to 10 minutes, and hit 15 points because he hits 5 threes. And I think with the big three back, he's going to
You
do
ain't
that.
doing that.
So, did you listen to what I said at all? Or
Not really, because your stocks are falling like your internet connection, my friend.
No, I'm hearing you, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, he's not pulling it.
So I think
he's
I'm well aware he's not doing it. That's my point. My point is that he, with the full strength squad out on the floor, that gives Utah the opportunity to do what he came here for. And I don't think he's had that opportunity yet. So that's why I'll buy now, because
That leads into Boyd's comment. That leads into Boyd's comment about his shots being rushed then, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's been comfortable with with what's been there at the moment. Eric Gordon, no worries. He's more than happy to take those contested threes. I think Utah needs the space, the floor space, and he's gonna find that with the big three back out on the floor. Finally, Nate, KBD, Kater Bates Diop.
Yeah, well, I already let the cat out of the bag. His stocks are definitely rising. He is pretty much outperforming any consideration for that fifth starting spot. I think Blaze made a comment earlier, though, that he's looking pretty timid in the last few games, and he is second guessing open shots, and that's a little concerning. I think there was one yesterday too where he got the ball and he was looking to pass when he had a mid range completely open, but he held on to it for too long and they closed out on him. So a couple of things he can work on, but stocks are definitely up. I've not bought any on him for a while. I've always just been sort of holding my position, and I think now is probably the time to sort of get in with Okogie going backwards. Like we said, he'll probably take that fifth spot, and I think there's an opportunity stocks go up from here, even if they're already on the rise. I think they go a bit further.
Boyd?
Yeah, I'll be quick. They're trending up, and I'm going to buy. And I should have bought earlier. I should have bought more earlier. I'm going to buy because I just feel like exactly what Nate said. He's going to become more of a sticking piece in the rotation.
look, his stocks are probably up, but I'm selling. I just don't believe in the guy. The eye test, I've got no faith in him. I just don't.
Gavin.
Fair enough. I think his stocks are up. I think he is absolutely the best choice at the moment for the fifth starter spot. It frees up KD a little bit as well, especially with the other three guys coming back. Defensively, he's solid. He's very good. Well, he's solid on the boards. Offensively, he can spread the floor, and I think that's what we need. So I think his stocks are up. I previously bought stocks in KBD, so I don't think I'm exactly going to flood the market and buy a heap more. But I certainly think that the stocks that I have increased in value. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's move on to Boyd's mailbag. We've only got 3 questions, Boyd. Remember, these are snap. Yeah, you just gotta go and tell us who and what we're talking about. Is Grayson Allen a liability on defense? And does his liability on defense outweigh his offensive output?
Hell fucking no.
Who do you think should start alongside the big 3 and Nurk when everyone's healthy?
Well, it's KBD.
Is this team without Beal and KD better than the Booker-led 17, 18/19 win Suns? And who would win in the series?
This team.
And that is all we have for today with Boyd's mailbag. I'm gonna have to create a little drop for Boyd's mailbag, I think.
Hey, I think I like a couple of them questions. Is that Steve fucking Oyston's question about Grayson Allen?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't get how he is so hung up on his defense being so bad. I don't think it's as bad as what he's making out. And as far as the 17-18 Suns versus this Suns, you have fucking Booker leveled up fucking 5 years from that, or 6 years.
Without KD and Booker. He said without KD and Booker. So KD and Booker both missed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So take KD and Booker out.
I thought it was Beal and KD. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, that's a different question. No, I still think that this team wins.
Yeah,
Tyson Chandler versus Nurkic should be interesting though.
It would. It'd be a nice bump and grind contest. Hey, gents.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Thought that was me this time, but no, Gav's stocks are still falling.
My stocks are falling. Who do you want to have a beer with, Boyd?
Me, mate. I want to have a beer with the winner from the fucking Melbourne watch party. The Jersey winner, Adam, the guy from FedR, who Zine's trying to put me in contact with for the Brisbane show, so we can get something going there for Brightside, hopefully, if he's keen. But man, he seemed like a good guy who's I think he's given that jersey to his best mate, the jersey that he won.
He is.
But yeah, I think he's going to be really cool to have at some of these watch parties. Hopefully he comes along to a few more with his work. So I want to have a beer with him, and I wanted to discuss how we can raise some extra charity for Brightside Night.
Nice.
You completely stole mine, to be honest. That's what I've got written down here, Adam. Because Adam won the jersey. He's what was he say? I've forgotten. Was he a Celtics fan?
Pacers,
that was it. Pacers. My bad. Sorry, Adam. Look, I probably owe him one anyway, because I said me and Boyd the next day would go to the pub that he recommended next to his place, which was at Carlton North, to watch the Memphis game. And then
I don't remember that at all.
When we're sitting on the couch, we're trying to look at how far away everything is from Gav's place in Sunbury, and everything was fucking far. And Carlton North was twice as far as Water Gardens Sporting Globe, so we just didn't go. So I probably owe him a beer because we didn't turn up. I didn't message him.
Hammo?
Oh, it's going to be our brother in the chat, Ash Shaw. I was really, really looking forward to having a beer with him on the weekend down there in Melbourne, but life gets in the way.
It was a true pleasure, let's be honest. He missed out.
Yeah, and he told me, man, he really enjoyed hanging out with you too, Nate. He really vibed with you. But nah, I just really feel bad, and I really want to have a beer with Ash.
I think it was really upsetting that you guys didn't get to meet. He was going to hug the fuck out of you. I think by the time Ash got there, I was so fucking written off. I remember
Yes, you
cuddling. I remember cuddling the fuck out of him, and I think I might have put my finger in his bottom once or
You
twice.
put your finger at everyone's bottom.
Yeah, it was good fun. Great fun. Hell of a time.
His new way to say hello.
I want to have a beer with everybody who's coming to the Brisbane watch party on the 23rd of December and catch up with you all. Make sure you come and say hello. I do tend to, as people will attest, I do tend to run around and just do my own shit. So please do come up and have a chat with me, please, because otherwise I just get distracted and do whatever I want. Gentlemen.
Time for the flog of the week, and trust me, they are ugly, very unattractive. Google their face when you're done here.
Who is your flog of the week, Boyd?
Fuck me. My flog of the week is going to be the it's got to be that fucking Lakers game officiating crew. I just have to say,
Boyd.
they're just fucking. It burns me up deep inside. In-season tournament. Hey, I've now gone from being we are going to be the fucking in-season tournament. It's so fucking cool. Rah rah rah. Who gives a fuck about the in-season tournament? We're here for the chip. I've turned into that guy. So yeah, fuck you, officiating crew.
Hammo, I'll give Nate a second to have a think. This boy clearly stole his again.
You ready to go, Nate?
Yeah. And look, I'll say it with a fair amount of love, but we are known for putting shit on each other. And I have forgotten the poor Flog's name, but the one guy at the party that I reckon was out drunk, like as in he was so fucking drunk, he was worse than Boyd and Zine. Old mate that decided to throw the glass into the middle of the road and get us kicked out of the second pub for the night.
That was Brett Thompson. I just added him to the chat.
Right. Well, that's my flog of the week, mate. That was unfucking called for behaviour. That was
no, he was cool, man. He was cool.
I'm not saying he wasn't cool, but his behaviour that night was not so much.
Well, just the beer in the middle of the road, the empty beer bottle thing in the middle of the road.
Having too much fun.
Hammo, who's your flog of the week?
Well, it's going to be a little bit unconventional, and I will apologise straight up, but it's you, Gav.
Yes. Okay.
Remember to bring every single fucking piece of supporters merchandise except for my jersey. Flog. I travelled over 900 kilometres. My missus went to hospital. We had to rent a car and drive home because we weren't allowed to fly. Didn't even get a jersey. Sorry, Gav. You're a flog.
Well, you're never getting one now. Go and fuck yourself. Calling me out on the fucking pod. Fuck you. I'm not fucking bringing it to Sydney
up your
either.
ass.
Like Nate said, don't want to shit on a brother, but hey.
That's fine. I probably deserve that. It was I am going to hold Nate and Boyd responsible though, because they were fucking around so much that I fucked up putting the jersey in the bag.
Yeah, I was there for less than 10 minutes total, straight from the airport. How did I fuck around?
That was enough for you to. That was enough for you to fuck up my day completely. So no, I do apologize. Actually, no, I just blame Boyd, because he's a massive cock, and that rolls in nicely to my flog of the week. Boyd, you don't invite yourself to someone's fucking house, rub your nuts on their mouse, harass their fucking family, and then go to the fucking pub, the watch party, and go, buy me a beer, buy me a beer, buy me a beer, buy your own fucking beers.
Hang on. Who was the bloke that stood up at the front of the watch party and said, I don't expect to pay for a beer all day? And then turned around to everyone saying,
I said that.
Why do I not have a beer?
It's a good point.
fired up.
It's the damn
Sorry,
you
I'm
did
just,
do that.
I'm just
I can put all
speaking truth.
my fucking work in, and then fucking I wasn't as bad as Boyd. Every time someone went to the bar, he was asking for him to bring him back beers. Nate was the funniest, who went, "Yeah, I'll buy you a beer," and then went to the toilet and come back and went, "Oh, sorry, I forgot."
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm a polite scab. I creepily follow people to the bar when I think they're buying beverages, and then I sit there next to them, and then I just sort of like really puppy
And
dog eyes.
creepily crawly on them.
Yeah, and I get some beers. But you know what's fucked up is that I did get a lot of beers shouted for me. I checked my bank statement, and I was buying fucking beers, man. And I bought some rounds, and it's actually annoying that I did because I thought I'd done really, really, really well. So I don't know who was drinking the beers I was buying. Maybe I was buying cunts. Maybe there's a drunk me that likes to shout people back. I don't know. I don't like him though. He's
We didn't meet him.
Yeah.
We sure as shit didn't, mate.
Fuck.
All right, let's go into Who Am I? The leaderboard at the moment is the chat/guess on 12, Hammo on 4, Nate on 1, and Boyd on 0.
Hang on. What
Boyd?
about? Didn't I get Voider's vote?
No,
Or is he got his own
I
vote now?
clarified that. You missed the following week, and then I realised that the actual thing was guest/chat, so you lost that Voider one, and it went back to the guest. So at least you've scored, unlike Boyd. I've made it a little bit harder this week. I've made this a little bit harder this week because Boyd decided it was all too easy for everyone, and he wanted it to be a little bit more challenging so that he was a chance. So this one is a tougher one. So chat, remember, if you do guess and get it wrong, you are disqualified until the end of the next round.
And get off your fucking phones, you scabs. Cheats.
I was drafted by the Phoenix Suns with the 46th pick in the 1991 draft. Anyone want to have a crack?
Nope.
All right, chat. You've all been Googling too long. Played in the 92-93 NBA Finals with the Phoenix Suns.
Kevin Johnson.
Incorrect.
I'm out.
And the chat is now disqualified until the end of the next round as well. Everyone can thank Jack. Neither of you two having a go?
Nope.
For 3 points. I was arrested in 2013 on alleged organised retail theft. Either of you two want to have a go?
Is it Richard Dumas?
It is Richard Dumas. Have 3 points, boy.
Well done, boy.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Well done, brother.
And the last 2 clues were one of the best in-game dunkers in Suns history and wore number 21 for the Suns. Well done, Boyd. He's on the board with 3
Very
points.
well done, mate.
He knows his true. He knows his true crime. Yep.
He knows his true crime. He knows he's offending Suns players. Gents, it's been a pleasure. Absolutely loved catching up with you guys when you were down here in Melbourne. Loved getting back on this. Can't wait till, what's the date today? 2 weeks' time when we catch up in Brisbane for the Brisbane Watch Party. People, don't forget it. At Chermside, 12 p.m. Suns versus Kings. So it should be a cracking game as well.
Rematch.
We get to see. Hopefully, we'll have everybody on board for that game. We will have giveaways and everything else like we did last time. And look forward to catching up with you. Boyd, last comment. Where do we find you?
Last comment was really enjoyed catching up with you guys, all in person, once again. You can find me at Mudguts on a mystery platform or at Buds83 on the Twitter and all your other shit. And yeah, come and say hello.
Mate.
Yeah, I mean, from that watch party, I think I've had more ads and follows on X and Facebook than I've experienced all year. So it was good to actually add people that I've met. You know, Brisbane, obviously hometown for me. I can't wait. And Sporting Globe at Chermside's always a good crack. The screen's brilliant. Looks like a big jumbotron in the middle. So it's Let's hope we get a good little space for us all and multiple booths and kick on. Hopefully Boyd doesn't drink quite as much.
Boyd, can you make sure you make a phone call and get us a spot locked away, please, for that day?
And get us actual drink specials this time, you knob.
Yeah, not members'
And those
prices.
drink specials
Fuck knows what all
pretty
this emailing you've been doing's achieved, because when I was there, I saw fuck all. I had to use my membership card to get the cheap price drinks.
I know.
good. I thought the beers were
good thing.
reasonably priced.
Hey, that was a surprise to me as well. Don't you worry about that.
The good thing is, Nate, that your membership card got a workout, so the Sporting Globe's going to look at you like you're a VIP member. Hammo,
Oh yeah, just check it out. Sir Hammo on Twitter. Aussie Suns Fans, Suns Planet Pod, Suns Planet. Yeah, it was an awesome time down there in Melbourne, guys. Really was. I wish I had more time to spend with everyone, but yeah, no, that was beautiful, man. And that's the whole idea behind this, isn't it? Aussie Suns fans, meeting other Suns fans, you know, getting to meet the people behind the Twitter handles, social media handles. It's awesome. So yeah, no, just can't wait to see you all guys again.
love it, mate. Jake, you may as well keep your money, which is why I'm pretty sure that you wrote this so that you didn't have to shout anyone, because nobody drinks that shit ever. At Aussie Suns Fans on Twitter /X, at Aussie Suns Fans on the YouTube. Thank you to everybody who came out to the Melbourne Watch Party. It was fantastic. Really, really great time. Thank you to you guys for coming down. We had a ball. It was great. As we said, when you rock up to the Brisbane one, Nate, Boyd, myself, and Hammo will be the Sydney one. We're there to host. Come and see us. Come and chat to us. That's what we're there for. And we will try to get as much in as we possibly can and speak to everybody. If we didn't get a chance to speak to you directly one-on-one at the Melbourne Watch Party, keep your eye out for the next one next year. Come and catch up with us and have a chat. We're all pretty nice people most of the time, so you can come and chat to us. Make sure you give Chermside a call. Let them know that you're coming for the Suns Watch Party on the 23rd of December at 12 o'clock. And as normal and as usual, at the Melbourne Watch Party, we showed that the Aussie Suns fans are not here to fuck spiders.
As Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.